4 of algebra or geometry review 1 through 35. Okay, so we did a whole bunch of this and then didn't record it, and so this is really quickly the explanation. Everything that you see here, the question is only covering what you're going to see on the test is only going to be what's above the red line. It says from Riley to Joule to Tatum. It's going to give you 3 statements. From Riley to Joule is 20 feet. From Tatum to Riley to Joule is 33 degrees. From Riley to Joule to Tatum is 56 degrees. You have to draw this picture. It's going to ask you, can you write a unique triangle based upon that information? The answer is yes, right? So we start off by putting a point for Riley, another point for Joule, and then drawing a line between them, labeling it 20 feet, right? So handle the first statement, you're just drawing a line. Then it says from Tatum to Riley to Joule. So that's creating an angle, so we put Tatum's dot up above, and as you get to Riley, that's where your angle's taking place. We labeled it 33. Last one starts at Riley, goes over to Joule, and then picks back up to Tatum. Put a 56 degree at where Joule is because the middle letter always gets the angle or the degree, right? Then we see that our information gives us angle, side, angle in terms of the information, which gives us a unique triangle. So our answer is angle, side, angle. Okay, the next question is going to show you a 2-column proof and a paragraph proof. What you need to see is that going across, it's basically statement reason is going to be a sentence, right? So you find your statement and reason, it comes out in the first sentence. They're going to be in order. Now, the thing to watch out for, though, is that it's not always statement, information, reason. Okay, sometimes they will give you the reason first and then give you the statement that goes with it. So be prepared that it's not always in the order going across from left to right in your 2-column proof down into your sentence in your paragraph proof. But it will always go one sentence to one statement, and it's going to go in order all the way down. Okay, so this last information is going to be the last sentence. Now there's probably more than 3 sentences, but they're all going to go in order. So it's just looking for the missing information to put into paragraph proof. So you might see a blank spot down here that has the number 4. You look in here, and I might find, okay, that's sentence 3, and that missing piece of information is here. So I take that, I input it down there. Does that make sense? Hopefully, a little bit. Okay. Question 17 is going to give you a square. It's going to put a square inside of that square. They want you to find out what the perimeter and area of the inside square is. The individual points of the inside square to the outside square are those points are occurring at the midpoints of the bigger square. We take the length of one side of that larger square, we divide it in 2. And we use that for the side lengths of our right triangles. We use the Pythagorean theorem to find out what the hypotenuse is. The hypotenuse also happens to be the side length of the inside triangle, and it's going to be the side length of all of the sides of that triangle. So to find the area, we just square that number. To find the perimeter, we multiply it by 4. That's the information that we found. Question number 18. We're going to talk about Christian's birthday cake. Again, all of the information that's being given for the question is occurring here and above. Everything that we have below is the work that goes with it. They're going to tell you the radius of that cake. They're going to tell you the degree of the central angle of each slice of that cake, and they want to know the area of that cake. So we're going to use our pi r squared times measure over 360. We know that our radius here is 24. The degree of the central angle is 45, so pi r squared times measure over 360. They want this in terms of pi, so we don't actually use pi. So in our calculator, in this question, we're just writing 24 squared times the fraction 45 over 360, which I think is 1/8. It reduces to 72. We put pi back in our answer with label, in this case, inches squared. All right, number 19. Talks about the median of a triangle from the distance to the vertex. Distance from the vertex to the centroid is 3.7. What's the length of the overall median? We can use these formulas down here to find different parts. from the centroid to the vertex is always 2/3 of the total length. From the centroid to the side is 1/3 of the total length. So knowing that, we use 3.7 for our distance of centroid to vertex is equal to 2/3 the median. So we multiplied both sides by 3/2, which gave us a median length of 5.55. Okay. Was that fairly effective? Was that a brief summary of those questions, hopefully? All right, last question. When do we get out of here? Oh, we're supposed to go to lunch like right now, but the bell hasn't rung, so we're going to use as much time as we can. In a parallelogram, QRST, you can psi later. QRST is a parallelogram, okay? Parallelogram, okay? Measure Q is 40 degrees. Measure Q is 40 degrees. What is the measure of angle T? Okay? So what do I have to do first? Draw a parallelogram. Okay? Doesn't have to be exact. Okay? And now I need to do what? Label it. Okay? What do you want to put down here bottom left? Q. Then up R, S, T. If Q is 40 degrees, what is T? Don't know. What is the relationship of consecutive angles to parallelograms? They're not congruent. Obviously, they're not congruent. One's obtuse, one's acute. The consecutive angles are... No, they don't bisect each other. What are they? Rules of parallelograms. Opposite sides are congruent, right? Opposite sides are parallel. Diagonals bisect. They add up to be supplementary, which means they add up to be 180. So 40 plus T equals 180. Subtract 40. All right, T equals 120 degrees. Or 140 degrees, something like that, 140 degrees. So the rule that we need to know, first you have to draw it so that you know what the relationship was. Because if T was across from Q, they would be congruent, right? Okay, but it's not. All right, there we go. We caught up. We did it. Congratulations in 7 minutes.